What's up, you guys? Tesla is down 5.5% today, and I am still holding my calls. We ended up seeing a ton of unusual options activity come through yesterday, over $500 million worth of calls. They are obviously down massively. Now, today gave us a lot of great short opportunities for some day trades on Tesla and some calls, which I'm going to go over all of the day trades that I took today. But I really want to focus heavily on the bigger time frames here. Where is Tesla going to end up bouncing? Because now that 170, it's not completely over. We're going to talk about this. We did close under it, but now that 172.50 is gone, we do have some order blocks down at 155, and we have some big weekly order blocks down here within the support level. So I really want to spend some time going over the bigger time frame and where I think we're probably going to end up bouncing. Now, as we said yesterday, we went over the unusual flow that came through on Tesla, and we saw a lot of calls coming through. And the next day, Tesla's down 5%. And I understand that a lot of people might be asking to themselves, well, if we saw all of that flow, how in the hell is the stock not up? Now, there's a couple of things to this. Number one, 95% of traders fail, which we know this as far as retail, but a lot of hedge funds fail. Big money can be wrong too, right? There's not enough just retail money out there to feed like Wall Street. Other hedge funds are going out of business all of the time. Big retail traders are going out of business as well all of the time. Not saying that that's what was yesterday buying. Now, in this case, they can always be wrong. We don't expect every single trade to be right. And, to be honest, I've been doing this for 9 years. If you're expecting your trades to be right, and that's why you're taking it, you're doing this all wrong. You should not be expecting shit when you hit the buy button. You should be just planning and predicting and using proper risk management. Well, not predicting, trying to predict. Using proper risk management and then letting things play out and just executing your system. I never expect to make money when I put on a trade. And I think that that's very, very important. Same deal when I put on an investment. Even if I'm buying a piece of real estate, I'm not expecting to make money tomorrow on it. And so I don't even look at it from that standpoint. Now, the actual positions that we ended up taking today on Tesla, we ended up grabbing some puts. This was a really good day trade. We were watching earlier within the day. We were watching Tesla slowly sell off throughout the day, and we were looking for a potential bounce play a couple of times here. Now, the first time that we were looking for this bounce play intraday was going to be on this initial rally back here. So we saw this descending wedge that was forming. We saw that there was a potential chance that we could get this bounce back up through 172. We were unable to hold it, and we ended up pulling back. So on that retracement, that's where we actually went ahead and started shorting. So we opened up this short up here at 178. I'm sorry, up here when we were trading at 172.20. We took the short off the table down here at 171.48. And then from there, we actually ended up taking another position for calls. And then I tried to buy some more calls going into the end of the day, which we ended up getting screwed on. Now, I'm still holding, without giving away all of my positions, I'm still holding April calls. March 22nd calls for Tesla. I'm still in that position. They're down about 55% at this point, and I just don't feel like it's worth closing out my trade just in case we see a ton of buying here and Tesla moves its way up. Anytime I take a position, whether it's a day trade, a swing trade, I am never taking a full portfolio position. I'm never going into it with a massive amount. I know that you guys see me mainly talk about Tesla here, and it's because that's the main stock that everybody wants to know about. But we're taking tons of trades every single day that are more than just Tesla. I'm holding right now probably in general about 25 trades at this point. So we're trading much more than just Tesla at any given time. And when we look at these bigger time frames here, now that we've given that support level up, it's really not looking too good. Next level from here is down in this order block here from 165 to about $158. Now, I have multi-time frame analysis turned on. So if you were to turn this off, you're going to see just these order blocks. And just these blocks are our daily order blocks. So any order block on a daily chart. If we were to turn MTFA, you're going to see that these dotted ones are weekly order blocks. So the bigger the time frame, in most cases, the stronger the confluence is going to be, the higher the confluence is going to be, or the stronger the overall sentiment is going to be when we end up coming up on big supports or big resistances. So obviously this big weekly order block is going to be a lot more impactful than something like a 15-minute order block. And so I think that there's a chance that we can see Tesla at worst probably pull its way back down to $125, which guess what? That is still another 20% drop if that were to occur. So you do have to understand that. Now, I don't plan to be adding on to my shares anytime soon long term until we get into that 125 range if that occurs. You guys can see that I just turned our heat map on, which is going to be very strong support and resistance levels by volume. And you're going to notice here, now that we're underneath this level of $200, that next support is at 160 inside of this bullish order block. So now that we've completely broken and we're under, as long as tomorrow we don't just make a complete rally back over 170, then if we don't see that, the next level is down into 160, and then from down into 160, the major level I'm watching is 140. If Tesla gets to 140, especially before earnings, I will definitely start to sell a ton of cash secured puts to start building the rest of my long-term position down there, which would give me a really good average of somewhere around $160. So overall, not great for Tesla, but what else are you going to do? You can't control the market. You can't force the market to do whatever it is that you want. The only thing you can do is take what's in front of you each and every single day. Now let's talk about the S&P 500, because as we've just been rallying and pushing up into higher highs, we're starting to look a bit weak, right? Every single time that we've been pushing into these higher highs on the daily chart, what do you notice about the MFI or the money flow index? It's making lower highs every time. This is called a divergence. So this does not mean that we're going to see a complete rejection. It just means that this move up, the trend that we still have, that is still bullish, is just starting to weaken. But remember, the trend is your friend, and the trend is still bullish. Let me know any tickers you guys want me to go over. Go and follow me on X. I post much more content and more videos over there because it doesn't mess with the algorithm. And make sure you're part of our Discord community, which the link is going to be in the description. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for all your support. Peace.